Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a character insight on Smiley Face the Clown. The circus has two types of clowns, the smiling clown who brings joy and the crying clown who drowns himself in sorrow. Joker was tired of his role, so he gave himself a permanent smile. His external trait is rocket modification, which allows him to change your rocket between 3 different modes, which we will discuss later. His ability is Rocket Dash, and his upgraded is Craze Dash. Joker uses his rocket to push forward to a certain amount of distance depending on the modification, and his upgraded dash allows him to go further and faster. For these reasons alone, he is a top tier hunter, not only in rank but in casual as well. Knowing that his name is Joker, I would love to know any other further backstory. Hopefully we will get in patch notes or some type of story mode that's more in depth. So let's take a good look at our main man Joker here. With his twitching, it seems he is pretty crazy, but I'm loving his peg leg look. He seems to have cards in his arm, the big nose, the mask to give him that aesthetic of working at the actual carnival. Other than that, I have no idea where the rocket comes from. So let's get a good look at his different costumes. His original smiling face costume, which is really awesome and cool if you look at all the red and black aesthetic, and is more smiley. And then of course you have the green outfit that I've been wearing already. And next, my favorite is the actual Scarecrow outfit, which I hope isn't just a different Halloween aspect that you can only get during that time event. I love the pinwheel, the flames, everything about this screams horror and scary for different little kids that will hunt them. So let's go into our next one, which is the Prisoner, which looks like he deserves it with his craziness. They gave him more different aspects on his makeup to vilify him. And the red and black is the same as the actual green one, but with a different color scheme. But I enjoy it as well. The shininess of the red peg leg gives it that and that red mask does punctuate his horrorness about him too. So now we're getting into his standby motions. This is his original, of course, that we all have and see. He's just looking. And then you got the next one right here, which is pretty scary. I like, because he gets up and he just revs up and he taunts them. But then you got his next one, which is the maniacal laughter, where it just sounds crazy and insane, and he's just letting them know that this is all fun and games for him. I love it, I love it, I just love it. So next afterwards we have my favorite standby, where he actually goes to them and he points at them and he brandishes his weapon. He's letting them know before the hunt they're all going down and to be quiet. So this is just, it shows his personality. Now his graffiti is pretty simple. You have your basic one, and then they're all really brief. You can't really get a good look at them like I want to, but these are really nice and cute, very cartoonish and aesthetic. This is my favorite one, the silhouette, honestly. And then lastly, you have this beautiful baby right here, the saw. So now, let's go take a look at some of his other things that he has to offer. His little doll, his accessory, is the actual Detective Bizarro. And then you have the ankle breaker, which is my favorite of his aesthetically. And then we have upcoming next is his actual villain charm, which is really nice and got the little clever details, which looks like his other ones. And then the Lost Girl, which I'm sure has some type of backstory to it that we have yet to discover. And finally, we got it all. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed all of that. He looks really good. I love him. So now let's go look at the Joker himself and see what makes his unique characteristic a top tier hunter, at least in my book, as a low tier player. So right now you're looking on the screen seeing my traits and what I use, and personally I think it works really well for hunting them down. Feel free to pause that and take a look at it if you want to see for yourself. You can change it accordingly to your playstyle, if you're more of a passive hunter or a more aggressive hunter, or if you like to trap them, or just however you like to play. You can edit it your different ways. You can always reset too to find different playstyles to match up against who you think you might be facing in the actual ongoing game. So we just picked up the modified drill. What it does is it affects the wounded. It makes it harder for them to recover. So this is a good one, but it's my last favorite out of all 3 of his selected ones because it makes them go slower when you're actually on the pursuit. Next we have is Wind Wings, which is my second favorite. It affects the speed, so you go a lot faster with this, but everything else is also faster. Your duration is faster, but your run speed is so much faster, which is a really good way to just chase them down if you know they're going in a short distance, but not in any crazy lines or trying to juke you. And lastly, we have the Propeller, which is my personal favorite. It has zero cost, which means once you're dashing, nothing can stop you unless you hit terrain or a survivor themselves. I highly recommend prioritizing this over any and all other things, because you can go forever with it, which allows you to also pick up other modifications and find out where the other survivors are without having to worry about, wasting dash on anything. So always go and pick that up if you can. Now, to equip any of the modifications, just hit the little blue icon above your attack button and then select which one you would like to use. We just now selected the wind wings, so it will increase the speed, and as you can see, the dash time is really quick, but I traverse a lot of space very fast. I said before, use that when you can see them and you know they're in your sight and you can hit them with just one simple dash. Don't waste anything if you don't have to. Now, let's choose the modified drill. As I stated before, this will decrease your speed, but it also will make the wounded survivor's recovery speed be a lot slower. You dash normal rate in a sense, but it's not as fast as the wind wings. Now for the best modification, the Propeller. This right here allows you to dash with zero cost. As you can see, the bar below does not move at all. As long as you can move, you can keep going. You see, I can juke between different items and different obstacles and not have nothing stop me. I can go around freely, I can run, and as I'm doing this, I can survey the land and see where everybody is, see where all my other items are, and then once ready, I can hit the survivor. This is the main thing you need to use. I cannot stress enough the importance of using this actual modification. Always pick up those firecrackers if you see them, and use them whenever you need to so you can get a good lay of the land and know where everyone is at. A quick side note here is I'm using abnormal as my actual trait. I highly recommend it because it allows you to fix your chairs and to reverse the progress that has been made on any of the actual ciphers that you see. So if you see one with a long way across and it's like already almost there, you can stop the survivors from making it by doing that and resetting all their progress. As you can see here, I'm using the Propeller again to get a lay of the land, to go around, to pick up different equipments that I need that I can use later on in my fights, and just overall to try to see if I see any other survivors anywhere. But if I don't, I'm getting a good way to grab and go. And as well, if you pass them, doesn't mean they don't see you. And that could actually stop them from working just for 1 second if they see that purple heartbeat. And that, my friends, are a few tips and tricks to get you going on the Hunter Joker, or Smiley Face. If you know any other good tips and tricks, please post them in the comments below so we can all learn and grow and become better hunters together. Once again, these are beginner tips. Once I become better, I'll make a more advanced guide with actual top tier playthrough of what I'm doing. And yes, I know, these are bots, but I use the bots so I can just demonstrate all the moves that he does and everything like that without no hassle from real players. Thanks for watching, and remember to get frisky with that bell icon or to hit that like and subscribe button and tell me below who's your favorite hunter. Obviously, mine's the Joker.